Welcome, welcome everybody. We are at our very first TLS Tuesday. It's official. We've begun. And who better to launch us off on our first TLS Tuesday than really the infamous um, mother of two, fantastic wife, incredible TLS coach who just newly became a certified TLS coach. So let's give it up for Erin McMICHAEL. Woo! Applause! Yay!
Thank you.
So as a businesswoman, as a mother, as an enfranchised owner and TLS coach, there's always a lot going on. And you were, able to really, achieve something here, and we want to talk about it. So first of all, let me just say congratulations.
Thank you.
And it does take quite a bit of dedication, commitment, and mastery to become a certified coach, but also to, for me, it's like the paperwork, right? The paperwork, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. But very, very true. It's just to take people through the program, going through the program yourself. It's just it's awesome. And it's doable for everyone. However, it's not, it is something that we want everyone to strive for sure. So let's get into the interview, because I'd like everyone to take just so many golden nugget notes from Erin, because she's got so many for you. Number one is just, briefly here, what do you love about the TLS division and the TLS program?
Oh my gosh, this is the easiest one. It works. I love that it works. It's not contingent upon anything. It's anybody can do it, any lifestyle, any person, any walk of life, doesn't matter. If you do this, if you commit to it and what it's about, what it stands for, it's going to work for you, period. Coming from my background, I've tried everything to lose weight. When I discovered this and saw how easy it is and how it's so easy just to fit this into your life without ever really feeling like you're on a diet. Like everything else out there, whatever else out there, keto, everything, you feel like you have to do something. You have, it just gets so hard. And the easier we can make health and weight loss and help people reach their health goals, the easier it's going to be for them to do it. And that was me. This was just so easy just to kind of swerve into and just kind of carry through. And there's like all the different programs to follow, so you don't ever get bored or anything like that. I absolutely love that it just absolutely works. If you do it, it'll work for you.
Indeed. I love it too. So for those of you who maybe are tuning in or listening to this video for the very first time, TLS stands for Transitions Lifestyle System. And we are a weight loss solution, although we're for everybody. We're for athletes. We're for, a metabolic syndrome. We're for people who have a lot of weight to lose. We're for people who want to maintain a healthy weight. We are the most comprehensive, customizable health and weight loss program on the market today. And what are some of the results from your own TLS journey, you committing to the program?
Oh man. Okay. So I'm actually celebrating my 2-year anniversary this Friday from when I decided to commit to it. And you really need to make sure, if you are going to be on any kind of journey at all, that you make I'm going to commit to this. I'm actually going to do this, not just like, oh, it'd be nice to do it. No, commit to it. So I committed to it 2 years ago, and I am down 140 pounds, 10 pant sizes. I don't even know how many shirt sizes, honestly, probably 4 shirt sizes. Gosh, my sugar levels are normal. My blood pressure is normal. My cholesterol's perfect. My doctor at my last physical, she's like, great job. She goes, I don't get to say this very often to people after I do their physicals. Usually it's like correcting something, helping them get this. She's like, you're doing everything you need to do. Great job. Like, I have nothing to say. Keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, yes. And it's actually really cool, because she asked me for the information on TLS so she can share it with some of her other patients that are having trouble losing weight. So really cool. But that's my personal story. I'm running with my kids for the first time as a mother. I have so much energy. I have so much to offer the people that I'm coaching, because I'm living my best life. in my best body, on my best track to where I'm going. And I am just like, I love it. I absolutely love how good I feel. I never feel like I'm depriving myself. I never feel like I can't have anything. And it's all just a mindset that TLS brings. It's like, this isn't about restriction. It's about finding freedom in what you eat, what you put in your body, what you can do with your body. When you can start doing things with your body that you've never been able to do before, it's like an addicting, like, oh my gosh, look at me. Like, I can hold a plank for 3 minutes. What in the world? When I first started, I couldn't hold a plank for 3 seconds. And I'm like, dude, like my kids can sit on my back while I do it. Like, it's just like the things, it's just so, I feel so proud of that. And I love helping other people get into those places as well. So.
Absolutely. That's phenomenal. Now, I'm just going to ask you a personal question here. Did you always struggle with weight, or is it that you put on that weight in a season of your life?
So I was always super fit all through high school. I played softball, volleyball, had a really nice body, always a little bigger, but never overweight. Lots of muscle. So I became a mom. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome when I was 19. And that's really probably where it all started. Of all the hormonal issues going on inside of my body, that's when I really started gaining weight. And then children added to that. Traditional business owning added to that. Stress added to that. And I just completely, instead of having control of myself, I just completely let go of that. And I woke up a couple years later and saw the end result of what happened to me. And I'm like, nope, let's go. And so yeah, I was never really, it's in my genetics. Both my parents are overweight and things like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be, and I'm not going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it's in my hands. It's my choice. So I'm not going to be. Neither am anyone in my family. So
Beautiful. Love
yeah.
that. So, number 3, how did you market? Because in order to become a TLS certified coach, you have to take at least 10 people successfully through one of our TLS programs. We have several, and have them submit testimonials and results and all that fun stuff. So, how did you market to create your customer base?
So that was actually really easy for me. I wish I would have been doing it from the very beginning of my journey, but I was in my own head about no one is going to follow me when I'm that big, even though I'm on this journey, even though I'm doing this, even though I lost 100 pounds. I had lost 90 pounds before I even started really talking about what I was doing, more consistently. So I wish I would have started from the very beginning. But so what I did is I just started living out loud. I started sharing my journey. I created an Instagram page for myself that other people could follow if they wanted to, about the daily struggles, the daily, joys, the victories, the failures, the what I'm eating, whatever I felt like putting on there, pictures, and things like that. So I really just started talking about it. I'm a product of the product. Everyone knows I'm taking my TLS products. Everybody knows what's in my shake at the gym. Like I just became a product of that and just shared my life, because this is my lifestyle. Like, so nothing I'm doing is unnatural at this point, because it's just me living my life. Like when I'm drinking my protein shake at the gym, I'll take a video of me doing it and then just like put on there what all I have in my shake that day or whatever. And people ask me, hey, what is that? And I'll send them the link for it. They don't even really know sometimes it's my business, but I'll send them the link for it. Like, yeah, it's the best shake I've had. So it's really easy when you're living the lifestyle. So I marketed that way. I also did my own challenges. And this is something that I just would really recommend, because it makes it so much easier, one, to become a coach, because you can get a lot of people doing it together at once instead of like one here, 6 months from now, whatever. But I do 12-week pushes is what I call them. And we all start together and we go for 12 weeks. I create a Facebook page for those people, and we all are talking. We're all on the same products. We're all doing the same thing. We're doing workouts. We're sharing meals. We're sharing grocery lists. I go live every day. I try to keep about 5 minutes of just, if I'm getting a lot of questions about the same thing, I'll go live about it. Or if I'm feeling a certain way, I'll go live about it. Or someone's struggling with their meal trackers, I'll go live about it. Just making sure that I'm consistent that's another big thing with when you're marketing. Make sure your content is consistent with what you're doing. Don't get all over the place with, oh, I'm losing weight, but look at my new heels. Like, no, like stick to what you're doing. Like, yeah, your shoes are great, but like put that on your Facebook post, not on your, your page for your weight loss. Like, be consistent with your content.
Unless I do remember when I lost my 25 pounds, my feet got smaller.
Yes. Unless it ties in. So it's funny. One of my pictures on my Instagram, I went to my favorite store and I was trying on clothes, and I tried on these shoes that I would never wear before because I was always too heavy. So I took a picture of myself in those. I got so many compliments about how tiny my ankles looked and how good those shoes looked on me. So yeah, if it's consistent with your message.
That's right. That's right.
If you just bought these shoes because they're cute, yeah, chill out. But just make sure your content is consistent. Use social media how it's supposed to be used. Get on and research a little bit about algorithms. It's not that hard to kind of figure out. There's good times to post. There's bad times to post. There's the hashtags are important as well. Just kind of do like a little 20-minute course in that on Google. Super easy. Like, oh, there you go. Perfect. So just, yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice as far as like marketing. Just making sure you have something for them to plug into, that you're hosting, that you are consistent with it, and that your content is consistent also.
Awesome. I love that. That's so good. I made a couple notes there because I just sort of post willy-nilly, and I need to definitely get a little bit more on top of that. So hashtags, timing, take my little Google 20-minute course. Perfect. Okay. So social media is such a powerful tool to not only attract our warm market without necessarily being salesy, but also to attract cold, because you've created a bunch of customers you don't even know from doing that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know them from Adam, and they just started following your journey. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, is not wanting to post their story. And I think, well, what if I don't follow through, or what if I fail, or what if, all of these fears and things. But did you find that by sharing your story, you actually held you more accountable?
Insert cuss word here. Yes, absolutely. Dude. So my biggest regret, I don't have a lot in this weight loss my weight loss journey. My biggest regret is not starting from the beginning and sharing it for the last 2 years. Like, I started kind of a little over halfway through my journey, and I wish I would have, because I'm telling you what, there's somebody out there who needed that person, that 400-pound person. They needed that person. And to see them go through this journey, not after I'd lost a bunch of weight, not after that. And I literally, sometimes I have guilt of that, of not doing it because I was being prideful of me. I didn't want to tell people how much I weighed. I didn't want to tell people what size I was in. It's humiliating. It's the most shameful part of my life. And I'm having to share it with everybody. But it's so powerful now. It's not ugly anymore. It's beautiful. And it's about what we're doing for other people. So yeah, share your journey. People are watching, especially on Instagram. Like, they click the word follow to follow you. They're giving you permission to speak into their lives, and that they want to see what you have to share with them. And like, when they hit unfollow, it's like, okay, peace, bye. But in the journey, or the time that you have them watching your journey, think about the things that you're pouring into their lives. Are you leaving them better? Are you leaving them worse? Are you giving them things that are going to help them with their lives? So be so vulnerable and be so brave with it, because people need this. Obesity is a prison, and so many are stuck in it. I was stuck in it for years, and people need to be released from that, and they need help. You can't do it by yourself. You need help.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? So you talked a little bit in this last answer, so you kind of made me cry there.
Aw, I love it.
So you talked a little bit about this in the last answer, was some of your coaching and follow-up techniques. Because in if we call this, and we're in the industry, right? We're in a business of helping people get healthy, reach their healthiest weight. So one of the things that I always refer to is everything after their purchase of products is follow-up. So coaching is follow-up. Taking them through the program is follow-up. And so you talked about you had a Facebook page, and that you go live every day, that you post consistent content. What are some of your other coaching and follow-up strategies that you use that you find helps your customers and your clients go through the program successfully?
Totally. Well, first and foremost, it's you have to wake up every single day with them and change your mind to I am doing this to help people. It's not about the money. It's not about this, that, or the other. It's not about the attention. You have to change your mind of like, I'm doing this solely to help other people. So you get into that mindset, and then you go at them with like, I let people come to me. I never try to like find people. I announce I'm doing a challenge, and then if you're interested, put a thumbs up or an I'm in on the comments. I will contact you. Don't ask me any questions in this post, nothing. So then I get, you know, my 15 people or whoever wants to do it, and I'll send them out my messages like, hey, what are your goals? First and foremost, I want to know, can I even help you? If you want to lose, you know, whatever, I want to know, like, is this a good fit? Like, this is my story. I send them my power profile. Like, this is who I am. And if it's a good fit, I'd love to coach you. But this is what it's going to, you know, I want to show you what it's going to look like. I want to show you what I might expect of you. I want to, if I'm drop by your house at 9:00 at night and I find you eating potato chips, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get permission from them to be involved in their goals. And as a coach, it's so personal to me because they're being so raw with me. They're saying like, I have this much weight to lose. One lady is, you know, she's like, I can't even be intimate with my husband. One lady's like, I can't even walk around the theme park, you know? So it's like, it's such a personal thing. You have to be so careful with it. Like it's a baby bird, because if it's squashed, that's it. Then they're stuck back in the prison. So I always make sure that I'm getting food trackers from them every day. This is the most important thing that I emphasize to them. Like, I don't charge you to like work with you, nothing like that. I don't charge for my coaching. What I am charging you is your honesty, your transparency, and your consistency to send me what you're doing. I want to know what you're eating. I want to know how much water you're drinking, and I want to know what you're doing with your body every single day. I don't care if you just text it into your phone with your voice. I don't care what it looks like. I just need to know, because I cannot help you if you don't send me that. So I put a lot of emphasis on that. And I also, at the very beginning of the relationship, I put a lot of emphasis in, I am committed to helping you reach your goals, and I need you to trust and respect the advice that I give you as your coach. So I'm telling you things because I care about you getting to the end of your journey. And I'm not going to be super easy on you, but I'm not going to let you get away with the same BS that you've let yourself get away with, you know? So being consistent with your coaching, being consistent, like making sure they're sending you, if they don't send me their stuff, I will ghost them until they do. And they know it. Like, if they're 3 days behind on their trackers, they have to send me those trackers before I will even communicate again. They know it, because that's the only thing I'm asking for. I don't care if you've got 15 Reese's on that tracker. You send them to me. You be honest with me, because what's kept in secret is going to stay in secret, and it's going to bloom in secret, and it's not going to be good. Bring it into the light. Let's get rid of that binging crap. Let's, like, come on, let's go, girl. So really just it's a relationship. A real relationship of, I want to help you do this. I've done this. Let's see if we can help you do this. And just letting them know that from the very beginning that you're committed to helping them. And that's probably my biggest coaching tool, is just my transparency, honesty, and love for the people that let me in to their journey, because it's a big deal to ask for help. So I just honor that as much as I can. And just, I require the only thing I've asked you for, I require it. There's no excuses ever. Like I will look at my phone and I'll put it down if I have not gotten your tracker, and they know it. They're like, I know, I'm so sorry. I'm like, send it. If you want me to respond, send your tracker. Like, there you go. So yeah,
that's awesome. Very, very good. I love it. So just a lot of accountability, which is phenomenal. And I feel like, you know, people can tell you all day long what they're doing or not doing, but when they have to track it daily and send it to you daily, then, you know, there is honesty in that, because, yeah, I definitely find that helps a lot. So good stuff. What are your personal TLS product go-tos? So your favorite, and I know that sometimes kind of they change as we you know, the ones I started with are not the ones that are my go-tos today, but what are your go-tos?
My favorite TLS product for the last year has been CLA, but because I have had, I don't know, I know they all work together for good. I know they do. And I take all of them. I take everything. But CLA is if I had to get rid of everything else in the world, but I had to keep one product, it would be CLA. I have seen so much, you know, I mean, being 400 pounds, my hip and butt circumference was like that of a hula hoop. So seeing that shrink in was like, and it didn't start really doing that until I started the CLA. So I see that, well, I didn't even know about it hardly because I was doing my journey in secret for the first several months. So Stacey Whited, another coach and a good friend, I was listening to her do a seminar. She's talking about CLA, and I'm like, why am I not on that? And so I started it, and I mean, within 4 months, my butt and my stomach had shrunken so much. Like, I would look at myself and just cry. I used to have this shelf on the back of my butt that my daughter could stand on. I have a tattoo across my low back that's angel wings. Couldn't even see them because my butt kind of like, my shelf kind of folded up because it's so fat. And like, I could carry my daughter around. She could stand on it and I could walk. She cannot stand on it anymore. There's nothing to stand on except a nice firm tushy that I've been building over the last 2 years. But CLA, oh my God, I love CLA. Absolutely. When people ask me what my favorite product is, it's always CLA. Anyone that has like stored fat that's been there for a long time, CLA is where it's at. Core, second favorite. I just feel really protected with Core. Like I feel like it's my little, you know, like it's kind of like my little secret friend of like, okay, if I did, like it just knows what to do, and my body responds really well to it. And also the customers I put on it, they've all had the same great results I have. I haven't had one single person not have great results with our product. So I'm like, awesome. Trim T is another one. And I spoke earlier about how I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. PCOS for short, if I have any other sisters out there. When I started, so when TLS launched their Trim T, I did a lot of research on it because I'm a huge research nerd. And I found out that some of the products in the Trim T are really, really good for like decreasing the androgens in your body, and also for insulin resistance, which is two huge things when you have PCOS. So my body was completely uneven and I could not lose weight. So Trim T was one of the first products I started taking religiously when we first launched it. And I started taking that with OPC3, which also has a ton of amazing things. And I'm not even joking, you guys. I have not had a cyst on my ovary in 2 years. This is coming from somebody who had 8 cysts at a time every single time she ovulated. So I have not had a cyst in
that's amazing
2 years. And looking into the products, I'm like, you know, these are very compatible with the results I'm having. Can I say that they've done this or that? No, I can't. But hey, let it speak for itself. You know, like I don't have to.
And it's the lifestyle, right? Because the eating plan is anti-inflammatory in nature as well. So, you know, it really is important, the 4 pillars of TLS. That's what creates that result. I mean, you can't be going to McDonald's and getting the Big Macs and taking our products and expecting those kinds of results. The eating plan is a very huge part of creating that reduction in inflammation, even though Trim T has a reduction of C-reactive protein of 51.7% in clinical studies. So if someone can't afford an extra bottle of OPC3 but needs that anti-inflammatory benefit, put them on Trim T. You know what I'm saying? Like that is such a phenomenal product, not just for weight loss, but for health. And so it has so many benefits. I love that you mentioned all those because CLA is like, ooh, I love it. I could never live without my CLA.
Bomb. And then when you put the diet into it of like your
diet and workout,
like, that's been the biggest thing for me is the diet, because with people with PCOS.
And when we say diet, we don't mean you're on a diet. We mean like your diet.
What you're eating. What you're putting in your body is your diet. So diet has such a bad like taboo word now, but your nutrition, if you will. The nutrition of it has been the biggest benefit to me for weight loss because of the way we eat. My blood sugar isn't constantly roller coastering and all that stuff. So it's just such a natural, like normal, healthy way to eat. And it's been the best part of it, in my opinion. The diet has been the best part of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, it's like a beautiful, masterpiece, all of it. So, go to TLS tool. By the way, just in case there's any health professionals on the line, Erin and her husband are health professionals, and they technically could charge for their coaching services. That's a personal choice. So as a health professional and a licensed health professional, if you're certified, you're licensed, you're an RD, you're a DC, I mean, really, you can charge for your coaching time. If you are not any kind of health professional, technically you cannot charge for your time. And you're rewarded through our retail profit structure,
Mm-hmm.
as well as our commission structure. So that is the kind of the business behind it a little bit, just in case we have some peeps on the line who are wondering about that statement where you said, I don't coach, I don't charge for my time.
And
that's your
personal,
that's a
my personal
choice.
choice, because this is very personal to me. But yeah, there's a lot of money to be made, obviously, in this. Good Lord, weight loss is multi-billion-dollar industry, obviously. Mm-hmm. But my personal choice is not to, is to be able to not charge. So far, I've been able to do that.
Yes, me too. I have I am the same way. So, what are your go-to TLS tools?
Oh my gosh, the website is probably my favorite, and it's so easy to maneuver. Like, it really is. All the meal plans are on there. All the supplements are on there with everything about the supplements. It's just so easy to just send someone with questions. Like, why don't you just go peruse the website? And I'm very confident in our website I don't have to, I don't know. I've never really had to feel like this anyway, but I don't feel like I have to hide things or over explain things because maybe the website stood out this way. I feel completely confident in what the information is on the website, that I could easily just send some random person that asked me about it to it, let them peruse it for a while and come back with questions. So the website, the journal, obviously. My most favorite though is my fellow coaches. Yes. My fellow coaches. I love that I could just, if I have a quick question, I can call any of my, the other TLS coaches, or post it on the Facebook page that we're all in together, and be like, hey guys, what do you like? Somebody's having issues with this. Have you ever experienced this? Because that's more valuable to me sometimes, is personal experiences. I can say I had a friend who did this and, whatever. So I love that we have so many coaches that we can pull from, also with so many different fields of expertise. So yeah, website, journal, coaches, for sure.
Yes. I love that you said that, because sometimes I get personal Facebook messages from our community of coaches and franchise owners, and they ask me if hey, I have somebody who da 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 da, and I say, I love this question, and please post it on the coaches page, because you'll get more than my brain.
Yep.
You're gonna get all the coaches' brains.
Oh yeah.
Plus, if I start answering all those, I mean, oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah.
Do it. So
leave me alone.
No, it's not even that. It's actually more beneficial for everyone in the entire community to do that. Okay.
Yeah, so everyone else sees the questions too. Exactly. And
everybody's learning.
Yep.
Everybody's learning. Yep. I love it. Number 7, obviously keeping up relationships is a big part of our system, a customer management system, and follow-up is part of maintaining relationship with your customer. I have customers that have been ordering for me for over a decade. Wow. Because I took really good care of them. Right. And that customer relation is so important, and that leads to typically reorders and consistency. So how do you ensure that you're getting reorders, or that they're trying new products, that they're essentially continuing to be your buying customer?
Yeah. So when I first started all this, I don't feel like I'm a very good salesman. And I get really awkward when I'm trying to sell something. So I'm like, okay, Erin, if you're going to do this, you're going to come at it with people first, product second, like people first. So when I'm in the very beginning of starting the relationship of coach and customer, I set it up at the very beginning in the foundation of our relationship that my goal is to help you reach your goals. I'm 100% committed to that goal. Are you 100% committed to that goal? Yes. Perfect. So that way, during the entire relationship and until they get to the end of their goal, what I say kind of goes. They know that, I mean, they're, you
No,
know,
I mean,
trust
you're
is
their
on with your
coach.
health. Your doctor prescribes you Xanax, you're going to take it, right? Like most people in the world would. Like, listen to the people that are trying to help you without putting you on meds. So I set that up from the very beginning of our relationship, that I want you to know that I respect your goals. I love you. And my goal is always going to be to make sure that this connection stays good and that we honestly get through this and everything like that. So I set it up. And then, so when it's time to like offer a new product, I don't feel like I have to sell them on it. It's more of like, okay, Tracy, like you've been on this and this. And I know like in your journal that you sent me, you said that you don't feel like your stomach is shrinking very much. Okay. So I'm going to put you on, I want you to start CLA next week, order it Wednesday. It'll be here by Monday. Start CLA. Let's see, like this will definitely help kind of thing. So it's just, I tell them like what their next step is, and they're looking to me because I set it up like that in the very beginning.
Very important.
And it's very, guys, I can't express this enough. It's extremely important. You are in control of this relationship. It is give and take, but they're looking to you. You are the expert here. Come from a place of knowing what you're talking about. Come from a place of authority. You know what I mean? Of like, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm offering you what you need. You know what I mean? So when you start that kind of mindset of it, it never really feels like you're selling. It always feels like you're filling the need. Okay, your belly isn't shrinking down. This will help that. Okay, if finances are tight, let's remove this. Let's add this. You know, like work with them. It's a relationship. So that's the way I've done it. I've never yet had anyone tell me no, or I've never had to remind anyone to reorder. I always just set them up like, hey, when you have like, if you're less than 10 days, you've gone too far. If you only have 10 days left, you've let it go too far. Always order it. You know, when you have that, put it in your phone. Like that's what I do. I put it in my phone. So I know I need to reorder or order multiple at a time. And I offer discounts if they order, you know, multiple things at a time. I can, because we have the authority to do that. We have permission and it's our business. So you can give little discounts and things like that. So yeah, I feel like that's probably one of the easier parts, which is funny because when I first started, I thought that'd be the hardest part is getting people to buy stuff. It's like, no, if they know you care about them and their goals, like they're going to spend money on crap anyway. So
that's right. Might as well be stuff that works.
Exactly.
And helps you in all areas of your health, not just weight loss, right?
Amen.
Obstacles. So, you know, and you kind of touched on a couple, right? Was this idea of, you know, overcoming that shame and sharing your journey. Is there any other major obstacle that you feel like you've had to overcome to, you know, really become a successful TLS coach and a certified one?
Yes. Confidence that I am someone that is to be listened to instead of someone that is to be like silently judged or whatever. It all ties back into the shame of being that overweight. Because if you think about it, all I really, really did was get really, really fat and then lose weight. And there's not a lot of honor in that, but there is honor in taking your life back and taking back control. So I fight that mentality often, way more often than I like to admit, because it's like, this isn't really a great thing that I've done. You know, I didn't like beat cancer and I didn't do a freaking like strong man or Iron Man or whatever. All I did was get really, really fat and then get really, really not so fat, you know? So it's like reminding myself, like, you are somebody that is to be listened to, that is to be respected. What you've done is awesome. And you care about other people. Like, you know, and so it's really just a battle within of like having to remind myself like, Erin, girl, you're awesome. You care about people. And then it was really easy getting people to listen to me. when I thought it was going to be really, really difficult, because who wants to listen to just like, a fat woman, that let herself go. It's like, these are people out there who've always been thin, who've always taken their health, and seriously and all this stuff. It's like, who am I? But I'm like, you know what? I'm Erin friggin' McMICHAEL. And I lost 140 pounds and it sucked. It was hard. The hardest thing I ever had to do. I had somebody come up to me. His name's Steve. Steve. He told me, he's like, I wouldn't have been able to do what you've done. He's like, it would have been easier to just not exist anymore for me than to do what you just did. And I'm like, wow, that meant a lot, because it just it gave me so much validation of like, this is hard. I could still be at that place. I could still be at my worst, living my worst life, miserable, just waiting for death. Instead, I took back control of that and I did something with it. And I think that's where the power is of like, that's why people are going to listen, because instead of staying there, I changed. Just like a drug addict. Instead of staying there, they did something about it. Like, yeah, it sucks they were drug addicts, but they changed their life. Come on. So that's probably my biggest obstacle, is myself and my own mindset, sometimes trying to break me back down. But it's old Erin that doesn't exist anymore. So I just have to remind her, like, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you anymore.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
So I think it's really interesting that you say it's not honorable what you did. I think the honorable part is that you did make a decision to change your life, and that you actually followed through on that decision, no matter how tough it got. Yeah. I think it's honorable that you've been turning around and helping other people do the exact same thing. So I think that there's a lot of honor in what you've done. Number 9, obviously there's a process to becoming a certified coach. Tell us a little bit about that for you.
Yeah. So when I first started posting about everything and started helping other people, everyone's like, oh, you're a coach, you're a TLS coach now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just kind of left it there for a while. And then I got a couple of my mentors getting on to me about why I wasn't going for the certified coach. And I'm like, well, and I had to kind of think about it. I'm like, well, maybe I think it's because I didn't see the value of it, since I can already do all this stuff, and dug into it a little bit more. There's a lot of value. And there's a lot of knowledge that you get becoming a coach, and all the stuff that you don't get just being able to say you're a TLS coach because you can use and sell the products. Like, that's not what it's about. So, I'm like, so that I made that a goal. I put it on my dream board, and I launched my first 12-week challenge. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, what's the best way to do it to utilize my time? It's to do a big 12-week push, and do it as a group and see how many people I can get involved. Well, the very first one I did, we had 87 people do it with us, and it was insane. I was not the only coach. I was just, I led it, and I had my own people.
Yeah. And and that was one of the wonderful things you did, is you linked arm with other TLS coaches and created a community. And an entire group going through those, and that is such a phenomenal process. I think anybody who can do the same thing in their local area should.
It is so fun. It's so fun doing it with other coaches. So and it helps them too, like build their business. Like I think 3 or 4 people here in Kansas City that also want to become certified coaches. And I'm like, I message them all, I'm like, guys, you guys have everything you need for this because of the challenges that we've been doing. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's easy. So it's really just becoming educated on what it took to become a coach, which is silly because I could have always figured that out. But yeah, so you coach your 10 people through the program, and I chose the 12-week program and coach them through that. And then you have to have so many sales and products moved, obviously. And gosh, what else is there? I actually have my paperwork right here, but it was work, but it was worth it. And it's necessary to be able to say you're a certified coach, because it's such a serious thing. You're taking people's health in your hands. It's important for you to know what you're talking about. And so I respect, and I love that TLS doesn't make it just like super duper easy. It's a challenge, but just like any challenge that we do, it's worth it. So I love it. I've been bragging oh my gosh, I've been bragging to all my, like my local team here. Like I've been on the Facebook page, like, guys, I'm getting ready to hit send to submit my test. And like, cause they were a part of it. And I got my certificate in the mail yesterday. And I've been showing that off to you because I'm proud of myself for doing that and for taking that next step.
That's right.
I will tell you though, I feel much more validated as a weight loss coach because I have this. I will tell you that. I feel
well, when you put
more
certified in the front of anything,
yes,
it gives you more credibility within your network, your warm market, your cold market. You know, now part of your bio is certified TLS coach, which is, you know, always in anything means more. So there is huge value in that.
Definitely, especially with like all the other weight loss things out there that they get to call themselves coaches and stuff like that. It's like, well, yeah, but certified, like, like, yeah, I'm a certified coach. So like, hey, I actually sent it to all my customers too. I'm like, guys, I'm certified now. So it's just fun. It's fun. Like you guys had a part in this. You had a part in helping me get this down under my belt. It's a goal I met for myself. It's funny because I met it during quarantine for COVID. And it's just so cool. Like I'll never forget this because I met it during the COVID quarantine. So I became a coach. So funny.
Certified coach. I love it. Certified. Okay. So, you know, and I remember you, you know, we had that Find Your Fit challenge back last year in the fall, and it, you know, you took full advantage of that and then just kept going, like 12-week pushes, 12 weeks, just like you did personally in the beginning part of your program was just your own. You just kept taking TLS program 12 weeks at a time personally. And so that's amazing. All right. Last question, your vision and goal for, you know, your business.
Yeah. Goodness. Okay. This is actually really easy. So, director, obviously for my business, which is, just means I'm making a lot of money and that I help, more importantly, that I helped a lot of other people make a lot of money as well. I want to, gosh, TLS trainer is on there. Something I have not spoken about yet, except to my husband and my best friend. But another goal that I have, honestly, is to work with the TLS corporate team. I want to have I want to have a part of this. I want to be a part of helping as many people as I can. And I think that's a great platform to have that, especially having the success and stuff like that. So that's also, I put it on my, I put it on my dream board recently of like, okay, I'm going to say this out loud. I'm like, at some point in my life, I would love to be able to have a part of that and be a part of that, especially working with Mel.
It is really a special honor to be able to, I mean, one of the things that I love about our company is that no matter, you know, what team you're on or where you live, you can help the entire field, right? That's why we do the local seminars the way we do. That's why we have the conventions, we have the regionals, you know, so that any leader, anybody who's making waves can impact the entire field. But there is something very, very special about being able to impact the field in a way from this side, which is very, you know, really something. It is quite something, and it is an honor and a privilege. And I think that's awesome. So thank you for sharing your vision and your goal and all your tips and golden nuggets. I know everyone on the line probably took some notes, have something that they want to implement that you taught them, like, hey, I could do that better, or I want to do more of that, or that kind of thing. We are going to be putting this on YouTube, so it'll live there. Thank you for joining us and giving us your time and energy and knowledge, Erin. It was phenomenal listening to you. I laughed, I cried, and I learned. So to everyone on the line, thank you for joining us and learning and laughing and crying along with us. So I really, really appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.